This I wanna nail sports to the bone. Top blogger, top YouTube channel. No matter which sports, yeah, we got it covered. Subscribe and hit the notification bell.
A blessed day to you, all my viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for checking this video out. So a couple of things I want to share in this one. Now, we see where the West Indies players are set to be encamped in Antigua as they prepare for the India series. So, going to give you some info on that. Plus, we also see where England, they have sent out their playing 11 for the second Ashes game, which starts tomorrow. We will take a look at that. And in the meantime, hope you guys would have enjoyed those two little clips there at the beginning of OSHANE Thomas steaming in and putting down some pace. I mean, the batsman was running as fast as OSHANE Thomas was coming in, running into bowl. Don't know where the batsman was going. And Gayle trying his hand at some baseball. We know that anything that has to do with a bat and a ball, Gayle can master it. Shout out to the two guys. I actually don't know how long ago this video was taken of OSHANE Thomas. I actually took it from a platform called Cricket125 over there on TikTok. So, just wanted to share that with you all. All right, so let's just get straight into the West Indies story here. And I am taking this one from the Guyana Times. So this one is from the Guyana Times, and based on what I'm seeing here, it seems as if they took some of the information from Brandon, right? And Brandon is the sole owner of Crick Nation, right? You guys can check him out on Facebook. I would have shared a couple of articles from his platform before. So the headline says West Indies test players to be encamped in Antigua this week as India series looms. So based on what they are saying here in the Guyana Times, the West Indies players, test players, they are, going to be in Antigua preparing and getting themselves ready. Now, according to veteran international cricket commentator Joseph Reds Pereira, some of the players should be heading to Antigua for a camp this week. Now, Pereira said that the West Indies selectors would have to make some bold decision as it relates to the selection of the test team. So this is Pereira, and I quote, "We have no specific names for the camp. One can read we have no specific names for the camp. One can read the tea leaves that Craig Brathwaite, Tej Narayan Chandopal, Joshua De Silva, Kemar Roach, Jermaine Blackwood, Alec Arthanes, and Raymond Reefer are more or less automatic." Right? We do not know the medical situation between Jaden Sears and Gudikish Moti, but we have to look at the guidance from the West Indies A Tour, he said, end quote. So we would have seen a couple of the players playing on that A series there. I think it was against Bangladesh. So, he's saying that it's a possibility that these are some of the guys that we might see. Went on to say, one would think that, and I quote, one would think that the third opener would be Kurt McKenzie and Kevin Sinclair could be an automatic pick. Jair McAllister, along with Jordan, that's Hakeem Jordan, had a good A tour, along with Drakes, who played in the Headley Weeks series. End quote. So they say, while it was unofficially circulated that Alzari Joseph, Jason Hola, and Kyle Mayers will return to the Caribbean from Zimbabwe for the first test, Reds is asking who would be the player heading to Zimbabwe. So they are saying that, these guys probably would leave to come to play the test, and then they would have other guys heading in the opposite direction. I don't even know if that makes any sense. They say, and I quote, "If West Indies send those three players back to the Caribbean while the qualifiers are going on, with Yannick Correa having an operation, the West Indies will be down to 11 players in Zimbabwe. Are they planning to send a reinforcement player or spinner? The other young spinner, which is a leggy, we saw recently was Jamaican Abjai Mansingh." End quote. So he's saying, would they send him to cover if they take away some of these players? He went on to say, and I quote, "It is probably the most unusual situation facing the CWI and the selectors while being caught up trying to qualify for the World Cup." And, 3 days after you start a test series against the India in Dominica. So remember a couple days ago, I spoke about this, that, India will be touring us, and, it's just 3 days after that we're going to be playing. So, let us see. Let us see how it goes, my viewers and subscribers. But according to the Guyana Times here, which apparently took it from Crick Nation, with the West Indies team is set to camp out there in Antigua. I am hoping that they will at least be able to work on a few things while before the Indians come, because it's the starting of the next World Test Championship cycle. So India will be going hard. So I'm hoping that we will be able to go equally as hard. All right. So tomorrow, now, my viewers and subscribers, England and Australia will do battle in their second Ashes game. And based on what I am seeing here, England, they are set to go with a 4-prong attack. Yes, 4-prong, a pace attack. You understand? We would have seen Moeen Ali. He's out. They sent for the young 19-year-old spinner, but he's not going to get in. So this is the playing 11 that I see they have there. Ben Duckett, Zach Crawley, Ollie Pope, Joe Root, Harry Brook, Ben Stokes, Johnny Bairstow, Stuart Broad, Ollie Robinson, Josh Tongue, and James Anderson. So Tongue comes in for the spinner Moeen Ali. So go and continue to monitor this and see how things will work out in terms of the English going and trying to tie up the series. We would have seen how dominant the Aussies were. The Aussies were in the first test match. So let us keep a close eye on things and see how it works. Now, finally, before we go, earlier today, the ICC published that the schedule is now complete. India finally give them some information, and they were able to send it out. So in terms of the scheduling, the fixtures, right, we're going to see England versus New Zealand on the 5th of October. And all of this is going to be in October, right? So the 5th of October, then Pakistan versus whoever is the qualifier 1 on October 6th. Then we're going to have Bangladesh versus Afghanistan on the 7th, South Africa versus qualifier 2 on the 7th, India versus Australia on the 8th, New Zealand versus qualifier 1 on the 9th, England versus Bangladesh on October 10th, India versus Afghanistan on October 11th, Pakistan will play the qualifier 2 on the 12th, Australia versus South Africa on October the 13th, right? And after that, we're going to have England versus Afghanistan on the 14th. And on the same 14th, you're going to have New Zealand versus Bangladesh, India versus Pakistan on the 15th, Australia versus qualifier 2 on the 16th, South Africa versus qualifier 1 on the 18th, New Zealand versus Afghanistan on the 18th, right? And India versus Bangladesh on the 19th, Australia versus Pakistan on the 20th, and on the 21st, you're going to have England versus South Africa. And that is how the first round will go. In another video, we will look at how the rest of the qualifiers, the rest of the things, how they will work it out from there. But those are the first set of games. And, I'm hoping that it will be entertaining. Doubt we're going to see West Indies, but we're hoping for an entertaining World Cup. Big up on yourself, my peeps, and stay safe.